Good evening and welcome viewers to the briefing room. I'm Madhavdas Gdiscusses and our first focus at this hour is on Karnataka, which now looks set for a major power shift. After marathon meetings in Delhi, the Congress High Command is expected to formally announce its decision tomorrow in Bengaluru. Sources say that Siddaramaiah has been asked to step aside, paving the way for Shiv Kumar to take over as Chief Minister. Congress in charge of Karnataka, Randeep Singh Surjewala, has landed in Bengaluru to convey the leadership's decision. But what happened in the key meeting with Rahul Gandhi? And what formula is the Congress working out to manage Siddaramaiah's exit? Let's begin with what has transpired over the last few hours. Now, this is what we're talking about, with Karnataka now being on the brink of a massive political churn. Sources have indicated that incumbent Chief Minister Siddaramaiah could well step down tomorrow, with the stage being set for a dramatic change of guard in the state. Before the expected resignation, Siddaramaiah will host a high-stakes breakfast meeting at 9 a.m. with his cabinet colleagues, a gathering being seen as the final political huddle before the transition. But this is not just a chief ministerial change. Congress appears to be headed for a complete political reset in Karnataka. The party is likely to replace its KPCC president as well, with Satish Jarkiholi emerging as the top contender for the post. Sources also say that Siddaramaiah has sought time from the governor, while a huge cabinet shake-up is also on the cards, with nearly 15 ministers likely to lose their berths as the Congress prepares for a full-scale power reboot in the state. Now, what are we talking about in terms of what will happen or what has transpired behind the closed-door meetings between Congress LOP Rahul Gandhi and Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah? What really transpired? First is, of course, the conveying of the message that the party is indebted to Siddaramaiah for his work. There's also, it has been sort of conveyed to Siddaramaiah that it's time now to give someone else a chance and that there should be a smooth transition ensured. This is what Rahul Gandhi has reportedly told Siddaramaiah. Also, of course, examples of other states have been cited, and Siddaramaiah has said that he will abide by the High Command's decision. He has sought for some time to be able to go ahead and do this. This is what Siddaramaiah has replied in those meetings. But when questioned about this, in fact, the questions that remain as far as Siddaramaiah are concerned is that why there is no public announcement from his side. Many of the leaders from his camp, though, have spoken out. Let's first listen into what Siddaramaiah said.
ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಹೇಗೆ ಏನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ?
ನಾಳೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾಳೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸರ್? ನಾಳೆ
All right, now this late-night political activity continued at the residence of Siddaramaiah in Bengaluru. Now we are learning that a dinner meeting is currently underway at his residence. Let's quickly take this across to Imran, who's joining us. Imran, who really are present at this particular meeting? We understand that it's only close confidants of Siddaramaiah who are present at this dinner meeting. Take us through who's present there.
Well, absolutely, Madhav. Very close confidence of the Chief Minister, his senior cabinet colleagues, KJ George, and also we have Zamir Ahmad Khan. We also have Social Welfare Minister H.C. Madevappa and G. Parameshwara, and now Satish Jarkiholi. These are the 5 close people that met Chief Minister in the evening. They were since morning. Also, we've seen that early in the morning they were the few people who had gone to meet the Chief Minister residence, and one of the few people only the Chief Minister met. Though several of his well-wishers went to meet him today, none of them he met. He only met 5 of them, and he said that they tried to persuade him to delay his resignation and also ensure put some demands on the High Command. But he said that he does not want to upset Rahul Gandhi, as he had already said before too. If Rahul Gandhi asks him to step down, he will do it. And now, but however, still the senior cabinet colleagues are asking him to change his decision and to delay his the resignation. But what we know from the sources, from CM's camp, CM's close aides, is that he has made up his mind to resign, and likely after the breakfast he will go around afternoon 3 to between 3 and 4 he will go and tender his resignation. He likely to address also the press. They said that after tendering resignation he might address the press, but there's no clarity or guarantee on that. It depends on Chief Minister's mood, is what the CM's secretary close aides are.
Thanks so much for that quick update there, Imran. We'll come back to you for more updates. But at the moment, what is the situation that the Congress finds itself in? Because it appears to be a tight spot, because they can't afford to lose a party strongman like DK Shiv Kumar, and it also has to placate the incumbent Siddaramaiah as well. The High Command has flown in Randeep Singh Surjewala to Bengaluru to calm the nerves. But there are several faces who are now emerging who could take DK Shiv Kumar's place as Deputy Chief Minister if he is, and by all expectations, will be elevated to the position of Chief Minister. Let's tell you who these faces are predominantly. The Dalit faces are G. Parmeshwara and, of course, Priyank Kharge. OBC faces include Yatindra Siddaramaiah, who is the son of incumbent Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. There are also Lingayat faces in the form of M.B. Patil and Ishwar Khandre, for if there is to be a deputy CM from the Lingayat community. And of course minority faces include Zamir Ahmad Khan, UT Khader and KJ George, who could be in fact included if that is the consideration that they will be taking consideration of. But let's also not ignore the fact that there are many aspects, including caste calculations, which will have to be taken into account while determining who will be the next Deputy Chief Minister of the state. And let's take a look at what the possibility is. One is, of course, that the Deputy CM is from the OBC community. Now, this is a very important community because Siddaramaiah as a Kurba enjoys tremendous amount of support. His entire Ahinda movement was to bring in the OBC community, and the biggest chunk of the Ahinda was the OBC population. Its share is a whopping 29% of Karnataka. So very important community here. They certainly would not want to be seen in any way alienating any section of the OBC community, particularly of course the Kurba community to which Siddaramaiah belongs. The second possibility is of the SC population as well, and this is something that they will have to consider. Scheduled castes form 17% of the population there in Karnataka. So if you're looking just at the numbers, these are the two biggest voting blocks for the Congress in Karnataka, vote banks for the Congress in Karnataka, that they will have to ensure are not disappointed or in any way do not seem to be getting a raw deal. And how will they implement that is something that remains to be seen. Of course, other factors including the possibility of a Lingayat Deputy CM, a minority Deputy CM, and some even speculating about the possibility of a woman Deputy CM in Karnataka. However, DK Shiv Kumar has just arrived in Bengaluru. That's the latest update coming in. A short while back, he landed at the Kempegowda International Airport. He was initially expected to arrive tomorrow morning, just ahead of the breakfast meet. But we're now learning that DK Shiv Kumar is back in Bengaluru ahead of that breakfast meet tomorrow with CM Siddaramaiah. Let's quickly get in Soumit on that. He's been at the airport as well, reporting on this particular story. If you can quickly cut across to Soumit, who was there at the airport when, in fact, DK Shiv Kumar landed. Let's quickly cut across live to Soumit and get a sense from him on that. Soumit, DK Shiv Kumar back in Bengaluru. Take us through what exactly are we looking at in terms, is he also holding any late night meetings?
Well, Madhav, anything is expected now because, DK Shiv Kumar, after completing, lots of meetings in the national capital, he has just arrived in the Bengaluru city, and at around 9:25, he has arrived in the Bengaluru city, and right now we are exiting the airport, so we were there, and, he left from this place, and he didn't even, normally DK Shiv Kumar, normally at least, gives a makes small statement or gives a small, statement, but this time he didn't do it. That clearly means that because even the other leaders, when we spoke to them off the camera, they clearly stated that a gag order, has been issued to them saying that no one should be speaking to the media. However, he didn't make any comment. He just waved his hands and he immediately left from the Bengaluru airport to his residence. And it is expected that because the Siddaramaiah is still meeting the few leaders back at his residence, and because today morning itself leaders arrived at his residence, and they initially actually asked him to not
Well,
step down.
in fact, DK Shivkumar's residence will now be the hub of all activity in Bengaluru, as he's, of course, going to be the next chief minister, going by all means, all accounts at the moment. Soumya, thanks so much for getting us that ground report from the airport as well. And as the Congress prepares for a possible leadership transition in Karnataka, the party now appears to be crafting a delicate political balancing act to ensure Siddaramaiah exits without triggering any kind of rebellion or discontent. Sources say that the High Command is working on a multi-layered compensation formula to keep the veteran leader and his camp on board. What are we talking about? The first move could be a national rehabilitation plan for Siddaramaiah himself. Sources indicate the Congress is considering a major role for him at the national level, possibly even a Rajya Sabha berth, allowing him to remain politically influential even after stepping down as chief minister. However, there are sources who say that he's not considering moving to the national capital, and there's a possibility that he might even move to Mysore, may not be as active as he was in politics earlier. The second possibility revolves around the organization control in Karnataka. Now, sources say that Siddaramaiah's loyalist Satish Jarkioli has emerged as the front runner to become the next KPCC chief, a move aimed at retaining Siddaramaiah's grip over the state unit, even if the CM's chair changes hands. And this balancing act may not stop here. Sources are also suggesting that Siddaramaiah's son, Yatindra Siddaramaiah, could be inducted into the cabinet, while several key posts may be handed to Siddaramaiah's close aides as part of a broader power sharing formula. The Congress maintains that for now there's no CLP meeting that has been called, but any decision that is taken will be in the best interest of the state. Let's also listen in to what Randeep Surjewala said after meeting leaders in Bengaluru.
Over next 1 or 2 days with both of them, as also other senior leaders of the party, including members of the cabinet, on who would be the most appropriate candidates, including the candidature of the sitting council members and as also in Rajya Sabha, and so that party can get and the state can get the best representation possible. Currently, no meeting of the legislature party has been called by the Congress party. No other decision has yet been taken. As things evolve, we will inform you.
Let's also tell you who could become the next Karnataka Congress president. Remember, this is a very important post because ever since he's been made deputy chief minister, the additional charge of the KPCC chief has continued with DK Shivkumar for the past 3 years. He was also the KPCC chief when the party came to power 3 years ago, and therefore this move will also be very important. Now, the Congress, we've accessed an internal survey, and this particular survey talks about details of several of the top leaders. It has been conducted district-wise, and as per this internal survey, Satish Jarkioli is in the race for the post of KPCC chief, appears to be ahead. Now, Jarkioli is very important because he is a very significant member of team Siddaramaiah, has been an important leader, and he of course belongs to the ST community, very important community there as well. There are also two other very important names. There's the name of Ishwar Khandre, whose name was also being speculated about for deputy chief minister, and he of course belongs to the Lingayat community. So this is very, very significant as well, and he as a Lingayat, what is the role that this will play in terms of placating the Lingayat community? This is a very, very important voting bloc in Karnataka, because remember that the BJP's right to power in Karnataka has been around the popularity that the parties had with the Lingayat community as well. And there's a third name which could be a possible wild card, we don't know, but that is of Minister Santosh Lad, which this particular survey talks about. Santosh Lad, of course, has been a mining baron, a very significant leader and minister as well in the state of Karnataka. Will it work for him remains to be seen. So very, very importantly, in fact, what is the future of the party in Karnataka? Who will get the reins of which department? Who will get those big posts? Continues to remain an important question at this point of time. And we will, of course, take it across to our guests as well, joining us at the moment. With us is Santosh Lad, Labour Minister of Karnataka. Santosh Lad, your name in speculation as far as the KPCC role is concerned. What would you say, sir, about this report? Is it accurate? Have you spoken to the party's leadership?
I'm really not aware, but anyway, first of all, my name is there. I'm very thankful for it. But anyway, my name to be considered or not, it's left to the High Command and the party. But anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for getting my name into this, whatever rally is all about.
But what's happening, Santosh Lad, in Karnataka? Is it now confirmed that it is DK Shivkumar who's going to take over as Chief Minister tomorrow? Siddaramaiah will be resigning?
Yeah, of course, because I was there since from morning, because my political career with Siddaramaiah Sahib is from last 30 years. When I was still in a teen, I started political career with him. That's how these good things also has to end and bad things also end. So coming back to the question which you asked, we were there with him for last 5-6 hours. Today whole day till late evening I was there with him. So he has spoken anything. Perhaps he said that he's going to address us tomorrow morning. So where he has called all the cabinet ministers and the colleagues basically at 9 o'clock for the morning breakfast.
But why have we not seen a public statement coming out yet? Yesterday when KC Venugopal addressed and today when Randeep Surjewala addressed, they kept saying that don't believe in the speculation. We are going to take a decision on the interest of the Karnataka public at large. What is preventing a public announcement from coming out?
No idea as such, everybody is being told or whatever it is. But as far as the CM is concerned, he did not address anything, neither he spoke to anything, because from morning there so many people came, MLAs came, ministers came, and as well as a lot of party karyakartas came and met him there. So he did not address anybody. He just spoke that he's going to address tomorrow. So we are waiting tomorrow. So morning he has called us.
Right. And what is the possibility of there being 3 deputy chief ministers or 2 deputy chief ministers? We're told that with the party, in fact, going for a Vocaliga phase in the form of DK Shivkumar as chief minister, that there would possibly be an OBC deputy chief minister and also possibly a Dalit deputy chief minister. Is that what you are also learning?
No, I mean, speculations are always speculations, could be right or wrong. I don't know. But all such things is at a later part. So once this whole episode of the changeover is happening, once it happens, then obviously the rest part is who has to be in the cabinet, who has not to be in the cabinet, who has to be taken as deputy CMs. It's all the High Command has to take a decision for.
Right. Now, in terms of the actual social positioning when it comes to Mr. Siddaramaiah as leader of this Ahinda movement, which has been in place for over 2 decades, Siddaramaiah is uniquely positioned. He's seen as an extremely popular leader. What do you think the party needs to do to ensure that the popularity, the momentum that he has had of the last several terms continues and stays with the party?
Yeah, obviously, his support is always there. So apparently, there is sometimes when there is no match for some leaders, right? So when leaders are there, you can't replace them quickly. So coming back to the party, yes, party itself is very strong comparatively, in other states. If you see Karnataka, always Congress has been very strong, even though whether we're out of power or we're in power. So likewise, yes, his blessing and his guidance is very much required in future elections also. And we all second-line leaders and the top senior leaders and all karyakartas, we work in tandem together. Definitely, we have got a good chance to come back in 2028 back again.
Right. We're also told that there could be as many as 15 ministers dropped from the Siddaramaiah cabinet. Now, that is a pretty huge number. What are you expecting?
I don't know. Really, I don't know the numbers, but anything is possible. And any call from the High Command, we have to accept it. And being a congressman, whatever comes, we have to take care and do it and just work unitedly. That's the whole idea. The whole idea of Congress, what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been telling, uniting this country, having the secular credentials, this is what we all believe in Congress.
Now, we've seen the Lingayat and Kurba communities come out quite actively, demanding that their representation should continue at the highest levels of the Karnataka government. Do you think the High Command would have taken into consideration their demands?
Every community has got a right, definitely. Lingayat is definitely a big community, and like even Kurba or Vakkaliga, SC, ST, even Muslims, we are all big in numbers in Karnataka. ST is around about 7%, AC is around about 17%, Kurba around about 78%, Vakkaliga and Lingayat put together around 22%, Muslims being around 14 to 15%. They're all huge community. Definitely, they all will come and say that they want more representation. They are, entitled to, but it's all again High Command which has to take the call.
Right. Santosh Lad, you of course, as you rightly said, you have been with Mr. Siddaramaiah since this morning. Are we looking at a smooth transfer of power? Is there likely to be any hiccups between today and tomorrow?
No idea, because tomorrow he is going to address it. So if he has given a word to Rahul Gandhi sir, then it's final. So it depends on how Mr. Rahul Gandhi Sahab and Siddaramaiah Sahab has spoken, because he's been very vocal. He has always told that whatever Mr. Rahul Gandhi says, he will consider that and he will accept what Rahul Gandhi says and the High Command says. So we have to wait and watch tomorrow. I personally feel, I don't think so there should be any hiccups so far. Whatever speculation, whatever the media is going through, whatever we have gone through, certainly, we have to wait till morning and see tomorrow 9 o'clock what happens.
All right, Santosh Lad, where there's big changes, of course, such as at the leadership level, certainly, of course, there will be other changes at the ground level as well as the various other posts. Certainly looking forward to what will happen in the state of Karnataka. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing with us your views.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.